Hi everybody, Al Bernstein here with another one of our big fight previews. Every year there are 3 or 4 dates that hardcore and casual boxing fans circle on their calendars. And those are the fights that involve Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Never against each other, but against other people. And we have one of those dates coming up this Saturday, November 22nd, as from Macao, Manny Pacquiao gets back in the ring against young Chris Algieri in a fight that could be a lot tougher than some suggest. The 35-year-old Pacquiao comes off a convincing win over Tim Bradley, the man who won a controversial decision previously over Pacquiao. Now, Pacquiao is 2-2 in his last 4 fights, but of course one of those losses was the suspect decision to Bradley. The other was a knockout loss to Juan Manuel Marquez. But his sharp performance against Bradley in the last fight has many believing that Pacquiao has regained the style and confidence that he exhibited before he lost these 2 fights. Now, in the last 14 fights, he has faced fighters who were former or current world champions, which is an amazing stat. And he's been undefeated in his last 15 fights over a 5-year period. 30-year-old Chris Algieri is a former kickboxing champion who's 20-0 as a professional fighter with 8 KOs, but that doesn't really tell the story. He's got a master's degree. He is intelligent, articulate, and guess what? He's tough. In his last fight against Ruslan Provodnikov, he was knocked down twice in the first round, but managed to get past that, settle down, and box a terrific match in which he won a split decision over Provodnikov. And that is what launched him into this fight. It will be his very first fight outside of the state of New York, and it will be on the biggest stage he could possibly imagine. With all that, let's look at the keys to victory. For Algieri, the jab is essential. He's got a big height and reach advantage on Manny Pacquiao, and establishing the jab will keep Pacquiao at bay. He's got to stay off the ropes. That's where Pacquiao can push you and then throw those devastating combinations and power punches. Countering effectively is important because Pacquiao will be moving forward, though moving his head, and that's why Algieri's got to pick him off on the way in. For Pacquiao, using feints is important because that will allow him to then throw good combinations, and when he does that, he is very, very effective. And I think landing the left hand is going to be really important. It's a big power punch for Pacquiao, and it's probably the one that can get through against Algieri's defense. So this fight with an interesting intrigue all its own. No, Chris Algieri is not a major name in boxing. The one win over Provodnikov is his big claim to fame, and truly it earned him this shot against Pacquiao. But Algieri is a fascinating and interesting personality, as fans have come to find out during the build-up to this fight. And guess what? I think he's also a very good fighter. As for Pacquiao, he has not had a knockout since 2009. And during the run-up to this fight, he has suggested that a knockout would mean a lot to him. Is that knockout to help sell a potential Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, dare I say? Well, as always, when Pacquiao or Mayweather fights, that comes up. And of course, Pacquiao has to take care of business this Saturday, November 22nd, against Chris Algieri. I think it's going to be a very competitive fight, and I believe if Pacquiao can deal with the height and reach of Algieri and get inside and throw his combinations, he'll be good. But Chris Algieri is a very, very skilled boxer. Al Bernstein for the Boxing Channel.